In this video, we'll be going over how much we project and speculate it'll cost to play the game of Illuvium and how much we can potentially earn. Let's check it out. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether it's a morning, afternoon, or night, I appreciate you tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about some numbers as far as what it's going to cost possibly to play, to travel, to capture alluvials, your expense on shards, and how much you might be able to reinvest and earn off of those actions whenever you start playing Illuvium, and what that means for us in the future and moving forward into the game's release. So here we go. Let's dive in. So I want to start off here talking about Pokemon and the value of Pokemon cards. So in Illuvium, our Alluvials and these NFTs that we're going to be owning are essentially like collecting Pokemon cards and playing the game of Pokemon like many of us did whenever we were younger and collected and acquired some of these things into our older years. But as you see here on this one slide, this first edition Charizard's price has increased over time, and you can sell this thing. It's worth at least $2,500 or more on the open market now, and that's how these things work. I mean, these NFTs that we're going to be collecting are very similar to Pokemon. So you're going to have your NFT playing cards that you essentially go out, capture with your shards, and mint yourself within the ecosystem, within the game of Illuvium, and you get to sell them on the Alluvidex if you want. You can trade them with other players, your guild mates, possibly, and then you could just keep them, and invest in the game, build up your squads, your deck of cards, your teams to compete in the ranked arena and the Leviathan arena and earn even more money off of either ranked arena winnings. There will be competitions and stuff we know of there, and you could earn winnings by wagering against people in battles with the Leviathan arena as well. So just real quick, more about the Pokemon. So if we go to this one, this next slide, this is talking about one of the rare Charizard Holo first editions, and its price is now worth maybe $30,000 to $40,000. If you happen to have one, and this is also in mint condition. So there's different grades that make up how valuable a Pokemon card is, right? Or any kind of card collection. And so I just want to briefly touch base on that. So what makes a Pokemon card valuable? You've got different kinds of cards. You've got the regular one, the holographic ones. There's reverse holos, and what have you, which we have been given a little glimpse of some black holographics, some rainbow holographics, NFTs for our alluvials as well, which will also increase the price. Now, in traditional trading cards, what makes up the value of a card? Why are these cards valuable? Well, they're like collecting pieces of art. Even though it's a card game, even though it's Pokemon, each card has a age, a set number. There might be an edition printed on the card, and then there's graphics and effects. So you've got the holographics, you've got reverse holos like this one here, and then you also have condition. Okay. Well, the beauty of our NFTs and the blockchain gaming aspect of Illuvium will be that the condition does not matter. There will be no condition grading on your NFTs. So we can kind of throw that one out the window, but there is age, set number, edition, and the graphics and effects. So within the ecosystem, the space of Illuvium, when we go out, when we capture these alluvials, you expense your travel fee with the obelisk to go into the Crimson Wastes, right? And while you're in Crimson Wastes, you'll be searching for the singularities that you're going to be hunting for in order to travel into the arena, the strategy game that we're going to be playing to battle against these alluvials and potentially catch them afterwards with your shards that you'll have cured and are ready to capture these alluvials. I want to go over some numbers based on some things that are very speculative, mind you. These aren't perfect numbers or whatnot, but based on other NFTs and other NFT prices, which I'm kind of throwing out a lot of these numbers. I'm just kind of guessing based on the market and how much it costs to acquire, to mint our NFTs in Illuvium. But it is interesting to note that the prices of other NFTs currently today, the current price of Ethereum is $2,615. So that's where my USD numbers are coming from here. But I'm just going to look at the travel cost and the shard curing cost that we're kind of speculating on right now with the game of Illuvium. And so we're looking at tier 1 land here, tier 2, 3, 4, and 5. The reason why I didn't list tier 0, we do know there will be a tier 0. You can go into that entire zone and it will be free to play. So you'll be able to go into that zone. There's no fee to travel there. You will be able to capture those alluvials for free, we're being told, and they're kind of just placeholders. Like this is where you're going to have to start out whenever you play the game, because you're not going to be able to just travel into tier 1 immediately and just be able to battle against the tier 1 alluvials and capture them. You will have to have some of those free placeholders from the tier 0 land and tier 0 zone in order to travel to tier 1 potentially and start actually using your money and earning off of capturing these alluvials. But keeping that in mind, basically what we've been told is the travel costs and the shard curing costs could be as low as $2 with our micro purchases from the in-game store or from in-game expenses, however they set it up. And so I've kind of listed a loop here. So I'm looking at a 1 game hour loop where you'll travel to one of the zones, and if you can search and find up to 5 singularities, and I'm guessing each singularity allows you to net 1 additional alluvial, given that your shards are successful at capturing them, right? We do know the shards will have a percent chance of being able to capture your alluvials. So they can run away from you, but I'm just assuming that we're pretty successful. We find at least 5 during our adventure, and our adventure takes about an hour, 1 hour in 1 game loop. Since it costs $2 to get there and $2 to cure a shard, it basically took $4 to mint that alluvial. $4 cost plus some time to go find it, capture it. And assuming this market is much like the other markets that we've seen in the past, you're probably going to be able to sell each alluvial for $1 profit. So I've listed here $5 in profit, very reasonable. This is just assuming that these are the costs. The costs could be different, mind you, but we're getting closer to knowing exactly what our expenses are going to be in the game. So for just tier 1, we believe it might be just $2, and then $4 for tier 2, $6 tier 3, $8 tier 4, and I've listed $10 for tier 5. So with this speculation in place, we can assume that our earnings are going to be $5 potentially for each alluvial out of the 5 that we capture. And so we're profiting anywhere between like $1 to $46 per alluvial. So it depends on how rare it is. Much like buying a box of Pokemon cards, right? You can buy a pack of cards, you can buy a whole box of cards, you'll go through, open them all up. Every time you spend a little money, buy your pack of booster cards, it's pretty random what comes in it. You never know. Like you'll come up with a bunch of common ones, a bunch of uncommon ones, a few rares, and maybe one holographic, right? Maybe one really super rare card. So these numbers here, I'm basing off the fact that you might be able to sell your common ones, the ones that are very easy to come by. There's tons of them out there at least $1 profit, and the more expensive ones, the more rare ones, might be 10x what you can sell the base versions for. So if you can 10x your same alluvials in tier 1, you might be able to earn $50. And knowing what we know about this game and how these collection things catch fire and how the public might jump into this game and really grind it hard, I'm assuming that we will be able to earn a lot more than just $50. I'm trying to be very reasonable, very conservative here. So with these numbers, you're looking at a cost of about $12 per loop here, which you can earn $25 for your 5 alluvials and up to $250 if you get really lucky and just happen to find all 5 really rare ones in one loop. And so your profit's going to be about $13 minus your cost, right? And then up to maybe $238 on average. So anywhere between $13 to $238 per hour. But that's going to require you actually adventuring, getting them pretty regularly. So out of an 8-hour day, you might assume you can get $104. 10-hour day 130, 12-hour day 156, right? And so we'll briefly walk through the numbers below. So that's just starting the game out. So once you've acquired some alluvials, once we've built up our teams and our teams are stronger now, and we can actually go into battle and face the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and 5 zones. Let's look at the breakdown of those numbers as well. So tier 2, I've got the costs at $4. Your NFT value now is probably going to be about $9, so $1 more than the travel cost plus the minting cost of the shard to catch your alluvial. And then 10x that is about $90. So your earnings could be anywhere between $1 and $81. So our costs are going to be $24 to take that adventure, and we'll earn about $45 to $450, meaning our profit is anywhere between just $21 for the hour and up to $426. Here gets a little bit more expensive. You're looking at $6 to travel, $6 for every shard. So your NFT value can be sold on the market for $1 more than what it costs to mint. That would be $13. So $13 times 10x, which will be anywhere between $13 to $130 profit per each alluvial. Your earnings could be anywhere between $1 and $1.18. So we're looking at a cost of $36 every hour to play in our tier 3 zone, but we might be able to earn up to $65 and $650 if we get really lucky on the alluvials that we actually catch. So our profit for that hour might be $29 up to $614. I'm going to be really surprised how expensive some of these black holographics and stuff get. And so then you can look at these numbers here. I'm not going to go through each one, but I'm just going to go through the tier 5 zone now with you. But tier 5, if it costs $10 to travel and $10 for every shard to capture these alluvials, we're able to catch 5 within our hour of gameplay, and we can sell it for $1 more than what it cost to mint each one. That's $21 on the open market for each alluvial. So if depending on how rare it is, we could sell them for 21 to anywhere between $210 profit. So your earnings are now anywhere between $1 and $190 average per alluvial from the tier 5 zone. And our costs are now $60 to keep playing per hour. But our earnings are $105 for those same 5 alluvials, up to maybe $1,050 per hour there, if they're really rare, if you can sell it for a lot. So our profit per hour minimum now is $45 an hour, up to $990 an hour profit max. So let me know in the comments below if you think I am being very bullish with these numbers, or if you think that I'm being very generous and very conservative. I would like to know everyone else's thoughts to see kind of where everyone else's mind's at. But I believe this could be really close to what we're kind of looking at. If the shards are cheaper than the travel fees, then even at $1, you could change these numbers up and you're still making a fair amount of money. But at $2, you're basically looking at an income of $13 an hour. A lot of minimum wage jobs now here in the United States get paid $13 an hour, which is ridiculous. I remember when I got paid $9 an hour for jobs, and that I can't believe some of these kids are getting paid that much more than I was back then. But this is kind of what we're going to be looking at, because we will have that free to play barrier of entry to get people to actually download the game and try it and play it. But it won't cost an arm and a leg to actually start your first adventure, to start your adventure with Illuvium. You won't have to pay $100, $500, $600 or more just to buy your characters. You can start with the free-to-play ones and get in and kind of snowball your earnings and your income within the game, within the game's ecosystem, hopefully to continue playing and also profit from it as well. So I've kind of thrown this up here because if you're looking at this, I'm theorizing that you could just sell these Illuvials for profit, right, on the Illuvidex. But as a player, you're going to naturally want to keep some of these Alluvials as you're adventuring. So if you take the 70-30 rule, which in business and finance, anything like 70-30 is a really good number. But basically what I'm looking at here is if you're keeping 30% of what you find and selling 70%, essentially with these numbers and with this game loop, you could essentially pay yourself to keep playing the game and pay your bills or whatever, just by playing the game and continuing to build onto your team and find higher cost alluvials and venture into the higher tier zones. So yeah, give me a shout out. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you want me to dive into other aspects of the game. But I just wanted to throw this together to show people, because I see a lot of comments about how expensive this game is and how like nobody's gonna spend that kind of money to play this game like every hour. These are the expenses for playing this game are going to be ridiculous, and they don't think anybody's going to spend that kind of money to kind of play this game. But as I said before, earlier in the video, the cost of selling these is going to be higher than what it costs to find them. And so basically what I'm trying to get at here is, regardless of what the actual numbers are when the game's released, whether it's $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, or cheaper, maybe it turns out to be cheaper than this, you will be able to sell them for more than what it costs to find them, right? And eventually you can use that extra money, that little bit of profit that you are earning especially if you stick to the 70-30 rule. I believe that's a good round numbers to use for any kind of financial system. And when you're, especially when you're talking about reinvesting and keeping. So your keep rate is the 30%, your reinvestment rate is the 70%. So if I'm thinking about playing Illuvium and I just want to maybe start with $200 or $300, I think Scoriox was saying that the average American spends maybe $366, I believe his number was. And so let's just take that for instance. If I'm able to fund this game with $366 out of my pocket and start playing, I may never have to reinvest more money into the game ever again. And I might be able to earn a full-time income eventually. I mean, it might not start out that way, but there may be people in foreign countries that are able to definitely earn off of a game like this if they're able to make $13 in profit per hour. And unlike Axie Infinity, unlike Krabata, all of these other games require time to build up how much money you can make. So in Axie Infinity, we know that we can only battle like 60 times per day. And so once you've battled that 60 times per day, once you've acquired your love potions, if they're worth 14 cents right now or whatever it is, I mean, that's all I can do. Let's say 60 battles equals 1 love potion per battle. So I've got 60 love potions at the end of the day and they're only worth 14 cents. I mean, that's a few dollars, right? I'm not even sure if that's $10. Someone else do the math for me. I might add it on the screen as a pop up like I've done other things before. But I mean, you're limited, so you can only do those 60 battles every day. Krabata, you're adventuring and going on adventures every 4 hours, and there's a max number of revenue you can gain. There's a minimum number of revenue you can gain per 4-hour adventure. So even if you're able to go and click to adventure every 4 hours throughout the day, your 6 adventures throughout the day may only amount to so much money, and it's limited to those 6 adventures. I can't do 10 adventures in a day. I can't do 12 adventures in a day. You're limited. You can't do additional adventures if I wanted to keep playing that game. These aren't like traditional MMORPGs. These are all phone games like Angry Birds or Clash of Clans, and there's energy involved in requiring you to play the next level, and you can only do so much each day. But here, we're just being told that this is the cost of your travel, your shards, and within the game's ecosystem, you're going to be able to continue to reinvest, continue to pay for curing shards, continue to travel to other zones. This is only limited on the amount of time I am personally able to spend in the game each day. And this is essentially an investment into a game that you can steamroll and build up over time. I do believe these alluvials will be most volatile, and we will see the highest prices we've ever seen in some of the NFT spaces for these NFTs within this first 3 months of the game's release. So especially if you're starting this game with us in the first 3 months, like, you could be selling these things for a lot more than what I've listed here, and gain a heck of a lot more earnings than what I'm projecting here as well. But again, this is just me speculating. I have my own thoughts and theories. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And I just want to give a shout out to Scoriox, Vulcan, and Najif Plays. I definitely will link those channels in my comments in the description below. Go check those guys out. They have other videos with other information as well. You can kind of see what all we're sharing and talking about together. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.
space. Welcome to my own space. Welcome to my own space.